Hello everybody and welcome to my new Let's Play Fire Emblem Three Houses. This is another one of my favorite games of all time. Just recently got into this one. I think it released, I'm not sure when, but I got it a little late I think, or wait, maybe I think it was like a week from release when I got it. But yeah, right away this game just stuck with me. It was fantastic. I love the battle scenes. I love the interaction with it. I love powering up your characters. It was just, I love the experience, so can't wait to hop into it with you guys. Let's get this thing going. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and make a new game here. So yeah, recently I actually figured out they added maddening. So they added a new difficulty to this game recently. Actually, it might have been like a week ago even. So I don't think I'm ready for it honestly, but we'll go. I think we'll go normal for this LP just because I want to kind of keep it like a casual one, just learning about like how the characters work and stuff. Same thing again, I think I'm going to go casual here, but let me know because I might actually play like a classic hard mode and like make a second LP to this, maybe like taking a different route, because I feel like that could be fun, just doing like a every decision counts, like powering up your guys and being really safe. So, but yeah, for this Let's Play, let's go ahead and pick the casual here, and we're not going to connect online.
Do you recall the Red Canyon? You'll die. 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 You took everything that I loved. He's gone now, Mother.
could have brought you here? I wonder how you got in here. It is most rude to interrupt a moment of repose. Very rude indeed. Now come to me. I wish to have a look at you.
So here we go. This is our gender selection. Let's go ahead and pick the guy. Yes.
I have not seen the likes of you before. Who are you anyway?
I'm immortal.
I see. Then you must have a name of sorts. Go on.
Here we go. Here we go, guys. So basically, this is where you get to pick whatever name you want. For me, just for story purposes, I think I'm going to be sticking to Byleth. So let's go ahead and enter that.
Huh. I shall not ever grow accustomed to the sound of human names. You must possess a day of birth as well. Beneath which moon and on what day were you born to this world?
Beneath which moon? Okay, we're getting into our date of birth here. Gonna go ahead and just pick my actual birthday.
Well, wonders never cease. It seems we share our day of birth. How strange. It all feels so familiar. I think it may be time for yet another nap. It is almost time to begin.
Hey, time to wake up. Were you having that dream again?
I was dreaming about a war.
Massive armies clashing on a vast field, right? There hasn't been a battle like that in over 3 centuries. In any case, just put that out of your mind for now. The battlefield is no place for idle thoughts. Risking your life is part of the job for mercenaries like us. Letting your mind wander is a sure way to get yourself killed. Okay, time to get moving. Our next job is in the kingdom. I told you before, it's far from here, so we'll need to leave at dawn.
Of course.
Oh, good grief. Everyone is already waiting for us outside.
Gerald, sir, sorry to barge in, but your presence is needed.
What's happened?
Please forgive our intrusion. We wouldn't bother you with a situation not dire.
What do a bunch of kids like you want at this hour?
We're being pursued by a group of bandits. I can only hope that you will be so kind as to lend your support.
Bandits? Here?
It's true. They attacked us while we were at rest in our camp.
We've been separated from our companions and we're outnumbered. They're after our lives, not to mention our gold.
I'm impressed you're staying so calm considering the situation. Wait, that uniform.
Bandits spotted just outside the village. Damn, there are a lot of them.
I guess they followed you all the way here. We can't abandon this village now. Come on, let's move. Hope you're ready. Let's take care of those thieves before they overrun the village. Take down the enemies in front first. That should take the wind out of their sails.
Here we go, guys. So getting into movement a little bit, this is going to go ahead and make a cutscene for us, but we can get into the basics here. So basically, this game is kind of like a chess game, so we're going to basically move our pieces and manipulate them to basically defeat the level. So starting out here, we're on our first level. What I always like to do to start is go ahead and press minus 2 times, and you can pull up kind of this overview of the map. So this is really good for just seeing generally like where everyone is. You can see me scrolling over here. You can see thieves with some iron swords on them. And you can see that we have Kostas here with the iron axe, and he's level 3, and all the rest of these guys are level 1. So you can see here victory conditions over there is defeat the enemy commander, and defeat conditions are all of our units will fall in battle. So here we go. So went ahead and X'd out of that. Now let's go ahead and move our character here. So go ahead and press A here and move up to the enemy here. Now what I always like to do is place my unit first and then go ahead and click the attack button here. Now another way you can do it is actually just click on your character and click directly onto his character, and it'll kind of like just set up an attack for you. But it's kind of inconsistent, so I don't really like doing that. I always normally like positioning first and then attacking. So yeah, we can go ahead and get into here. Let's go ahead and move our character up. You can see now we have a lot of options here. We have attack, combat arts, items, convoy, and weight. So if attack is just going to be basically a simple sword swing, nothing much to it, just dealing damage, and we'll get into that a little bit later. So basically the simple attack here, and we can get into combat arts real quick. So combat arts are actually basically boosted attacks that, while sometimes some will be more inaccurate, some will be more accurate, some will do more damage, some will have certain effects to them, but they will almost always drop some type of durability of your weapon. So durability, basically simple thing, every type of game has it. Basically when that reaches 0, you can no longer use your weapon efficiently. So yeah, you can see we have combat arts there, items. Get into that a bit later. Basically, just there's plenty of items in the game. Convoy, same type of thing. And weight is something we'll get into a little bit later. So first off, let's go ahead and attack here, and you can see iron sword 40 out of 40. So that 40 out of 40 is actually our durability there. So let's go ahead and click on this iron sword, and here is actually basically telling us what's gonna happen. So you can see might here, that MT is actually how much damage you're gonna be dealing. So you can see it as far as us, and you can see it as far as him. So every time we attack them, they're actually going to be able to counterattack us. So we're going to have to be smart about when we attack. Then next down, we have the hit rate. So that's going to be basically, we have a 100%, as you can see there. So a 100% chance of hitting the enemy. He has an 80% chance of hitting us. And then finally crit. So crit, I'm not sure the exact calculation, but if you do get a crit, I think it's something like 3 times damage. So basically just take your might and multiply it. So you're getting a lot out of it. Now if we go ahead and press ZR here, we can move basically quickly to our combat art. So we have Wrath Strike here, that while it will take away durability, you can see that's actually going to be a one-shot on this guy. But for me, I'm actually going to go ahead here and just use a regular attack on him. There we go. And he's going to hit us back for 6 with that iron sword. And we got XP for it. So we got XP, got some ranks. We'll talk to that in a minute. And here we go. Here's the durability thing. So you can see basically you can fight with a broken weapon, but your might and hit rate will be reduced severely, by the way. And enemies will make follow attacks much more easily. So definitely don't use a broken weapon unless you're like 20 levels over the enemy, because normally it's not good for you. Yeah, so that's what that is. Let's go ahead and keep moving here. I'm actually going to position... Oh yeah, we can get into bows here. So you can see here, bows can attack from long range, although their hit rate is reduced as range increases. Highly effective against flyers, like Pegasus Knights and Wyvern Riders. We'll get into that a bit later. Not going to see that for a while, but basically bows will have super effective qualities on certain types of enemies. But for now, basically all we need to know is that bows can't attack from one space away, and they can't counter from one space away. But they can counter from 2 spaces away, and they can attack from 2 spaces away. So This talk button only works a few times in the game, but here's going to be a scenario where it will happen. So let's go ahead and click this talk button first. And we're going to be able to talk to our character.
It's because of you guys that I'm not dead right now. Thanks for that. I didn't expect to run into mercenaries like you in some remote village. The gods of fortune must be smiling on me.
There we go. And that's going to boost kind of like an affinity. We'll get into that a bit later too. Anyway, let's go ahead and do the same thing with Claude here. You can see his name on the left. Let's use an iron bow. It's going to be 12 might, and it's actually going to be a knockout. There we go. And he's going to go ahead and get XP for that too. Yeah, pretty much. Let's get into this a little bit here. So use the battle menu to create bookmark saves, view tutorial guides, and more. So yeah, so we can get into that a little bit here. Also getting into the phases. Once all your units have taken action, the player phase ends and the enemy phase begins. You can end the player phase early by selecting End from the battle menu. So interesting here. So how I always like to access the battle menu is just go ahead and press A on anything that's not your characters. Let's go ahead and press A there, and we can pull up the battle menu. So units, go ahead and click on that. You can see this is the units that we're currently working with. Conditions, it's going to bring up that same menu again that we saw earlier. Guide, you can just get into basically how things work, but we don't really need that because I'm here. A lot more of these things here. Basically figuring out what you like, things like that. Like a simple options here. Bookmark is basically you can like mark something. You can see here you can suspend the game and mark it for a specific time, so you can come straight back to that. So it's kind of useful, but for us, we're just gonna keep doing things continuously. So let's go ahead and get in here, exit the battle menu, and we can keep moving up. So let's go ahead and take Edelgard here and move her up. Now you can see what I just did there is I actually didn't attack because there's nobody around me. So she has a axe, which some weapons in the game like axes, lances, swords, we'll get into things like that later, but those core weapons all can only attack from basically right in front of you. So yeah, those attack from basically right in front of you, and all we know so far is that bows can actually not follow that pattern, and they attack from 2 spaces away, but that's basically all we have to go on right now. So let's go ahead and wait here because there's nobody around us to attack, and it's gonna say enemy phase and ally phase, and they're both gonna be skipped.
We'll advance while protecting ourselves from the enemy. Take up position inside the forest.
Here's another thing here. We're gonna go ahead and get into terrain effects. So certain terrain will have effects on the unit occupying it. Forests, for instance, raise a unit's evasion and defense. Move your units to advantageous terrain and prepare to meet the enemies. So we'll do a little tutorial on that in a minute, but first off, you can see here that the enemy phase was skipped and the ally phase was skipped. Now basically what that means is these guys all had a chance, if they wanted to basically move to anywhere that is blue there. You can see when I hover over him, he kind of has a blue marker. Anywhere on that, all these guys could move if they wanted to. They just chose basically not to. The same thing for our ally here, Geralt. He has a chance to move, but he also doesn't. So let's go ahead and do the tutorial bit here. Let's go ahead and keep waiting. Now I'm actually going to move Edelgard into this forest space. So you can see there up in the top left, you can see defensive terrain for all except flyers. Now up there you can see that plus 30%, and you can see that guy like kind of running. Basically what that means is you're going to have a higher evasion rate. So the chance of you avoiding attacks actually goes up. And also that shield there with the 1 means you'll actually gain 1 defense from just being in that space. That's it. And that basically means you're a bit tankier. So let's go ahead and go in there and let's have a talk with Byleth.
You have a strange aura about you. You say you're a mercenary, so show me what you can do.
Yes, good. If we're in the forest, we can sustain their attacks without losing the advantage.
There we go. So basically, yeah, this is going to explain that there's multiple types of terrains like this, not just bushes, but yeah, there's going to be plenty of them throughout the game, but for now, this was the only one we're going to have to worry about. So there we go. Let's go ahead and wait in the bush there. And let's go ahead and move the rest of our guys up. Now here's the first look at enemy phase here. You can see I actually dodged that. Oh, and he dodges one as well. But yeah, you can see I dodged that. And I had a raised chance of dodging that simply because I'm in the bush. So I get the advantage there.
Fine opportunity. It's the combat arts I taught you.
Here we go. Now he's going to go ahead and get into combat arts a bit more. Explain that briefly. But yeah, combat arts are powerful techniques that use more weapon durability than usual. Do not typically allow for follow-up attacks. Units learn new combat arts when their weapon skill levels go up. There are no combat arts for reason or faith. Those skills grant magic instead. So wow, so there's magic in this game. Anyway, let's go ahead and keep moving up here. So we learned that Edelgard actually has, she's gonna be able to avoid most of these attacks just because she's in the bush. So here you can see she actually has a combat art as well. She has Smash, so that's actually gonna be a one hit here. 19 might with a 21 crit rate and a 97 hit rate, which is absolutely insane. Yeah, let's go ahead and try this one out. Here we go. Let's keep moving up here. I think I'm actually gonna move. Yeah, let's move Claude over here. And once again, he also has a combat art, but I think we're just gonna stick to the regular attack here. Let's go ahead and do that. And now, yeah, we'll actually move Byleth over here to this forest space. Let's go ahead and do an iron sword on this guy.
Should I have held back?
There we go. Went ahead and knocked him out. And then Dimitri, let's go ahead and move him right here. And he can actually talk to Byleth here. So here we go.
Thank you. We are in your debt. It wouldn't do for us to fall in a place like this. Please, lend us your strength. Let's work together to drive out these thieves.
There we go. And let's go ahead and wait. So he's going to go ahead and challenge Edelgard again here. And man, that's 77% chance we're missing that. Here we go. Ally phase. And he doesn't move. Let's actually move Claude back here. And we'll go ahead and... actually, we'll do Edelgard, and we'll actually get a swing in. Hopefully this hits. Nice. Ooh, and he hits the 54 chance. There we go. Go ahead and do that, and now we can go ahead and move Claude over here, and we can finish this dude with the bow.
It was a good try.
And now using items. So select the items option to change your equipped weapon, or use items such as the Vulnerary, which restores your unit's hit points. So Vulneraries in this game are basically like potions in most other games. It's basically like an item you can use to heal yourself. Let's go ahead and move Dimitri over to this bush. And we'll go ahead and sit in this bush for now. Here we go, enemy phase.
Why are there mercenaries in the village? Guess we'll have to deal with them too.
Here we go. Finally, these guys are moving up a bit. Looks like he's got a guard. And the ally phase. And here he goes. Our ally finally comes running.
Attack when an ally is nearby, and the enemy will be intimidated, making them easier to hit.
Here we go. So linked attacks. When you attack an enemy that is also in attack range of one or more other of you, in attack range of one or more of your other units, you will trigger a linked attack. During a linked attack, your avoid rate and hit rate are higher than normal. Linked attacks between certain units will also raise might. Good use of linked attacks is key to defeating powerful enemies. Linked attacks will also build support among the units involved. So these are definitely very, very powerful. So basically, the more units you surround the enemy with, the better off you're going to be. So that's something to keep in mind. Here we go. Item drops. An item icon on an enemy indicates that you'll get the item that is highlighted green in the unit's details display when you defeat them. So you can see here, we can go ahead and check any of these guys out. There we go. You can see that little pouch there with the green, meaning he's holding an item. And there it is. You can see it's labeled green, so we get an iron axe if we defeat him. Now, for me, I'm going to go ahead and be kind of strategic about this. So let's go ahead and keep our bow guy back here. And other than that, I think I'm actually just going to end. So basically, you don't have to completely wait all these guys if you want. You don't have to wait them. If you're done with your turn, just go to the menu and go ahead and click end here. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Now this is something I like to do a lot, which is just kind of letting them come to me. Basically, I like positioning myself and then letting them come to me. What the?
What's a renowned mercenary like you doing here?
I'm the one who should be complaining. I'm caught up in the mess you started.
Renowned mercenary. Anyway, let's go ahead and head over here. Let's see how this works. So basically, here we go. We have a 16 times 2 might and a 69 hit rate. So here's a cool feature. That might there, it says 16 times 2. Now this is our first look at that. Now basically what that times 2 means is that if we are a certain rank higher speed than them, we'll actually attack twice. I think it's +4 speed. So if we have over 4 speed than them, we'll attack twice. So you can see here we'll get a 16 times 2 with a 70% hit rate if we attack him here. Yeah, why not? Let's go ahead and do it.
I'm gonna kill you where you stand.
And our second shot hits. Check that out. Got a +1 HP, +1 magic, a lot of them. We'll get into those a bit later too, but yeah, basically we got a lot of buffs.
Honestly, what are you accomplishing with that little stunt? It's like you're trying to get me killed, you fool. Well, it's fine. After all, if you don't know the value of your own life, you're not going to protect it very well, are you? Course not. Well then, I guess it's up to me to guide you from now on, right? You can call me Sothis, but I'm also known as the Beginning. Sothis. Yes, that is it. My name is Sothis. And I am also called the Beginning. But who once called me that?
What are you talking about?
I was not able to recall my name until just now. And just like that, it came to me. How odd. That look upon your face. Did you think me a child? A mere child who forgot her own name? That child just saved your life. And what does that make you?
I'm less than a child?
Correct. You understand. You threw yourself before an axe to save just one young girl. Yet all is well, as I have stalled the flow of time for now. You would have died had I not intervened.
You stopped time?
I do not hear your gratitude. Perhaps I should force you to leave? There now. Is gratitude so much to ask? I did deem you worth saving after all. Though it is only momentary, time has stopped. However did I manage that?
What now?
When time begins again, the axe will tear into your flesh and you will surely meet your end.
Jesus.
How rude of you to drag me into this. Now what to do?
Turn back the hands of time.
Of course. I must turn back the hands of time. Yes, I do believe it can be done. You really are quite troublesome. I cannot wind back time too far, but all is well. You are aware of what's to come, which means you can protect yourself this time. Now go! Yes, you who bears the flames within. Drift through the flow of time to find the answers that you seek.
Hey, over here! Huh?
Hey, did you just...
The Knights of Seros are here. We'll cut you down for terrorizing our students. Hey, the thieves are running away. Go after them. The students seem to be unharmed. And who's this?
Why him?
And there we go. The stage is complete. A skirmish at dawn. You can see here the MVP was Claude himself.
Captain Gerald? It is you! Goodness, it's been ages! Don't you recognize me? It's Alois, your old right-hand man!
Kind of name is
that's how I
Alois.
always thought of myself anyway. Oh, it must have been 20 years ago that you went missing without a trace. I always knew you were still alive.
You haven't changed a bit, Alois. Just as loud as ever. And drop that captain nonsense. I'm not your captain anymore. These days, I'm just a wandering mercenary. One who has work to do. Goodbye, old friend.
Right. Goodbye, Captain. Wait, that isn't how this ends. I insist that you return to the monastery with me.
Garrig Mach Monastery. I suppose this was inevitable.
And how about you, kid? Are you the captain's child?
I'm a bandit.
Great sense of humor, this one. Clearly cut from the same cloth as the captain. I'd love for you to see the monastery too. You will join me, won't you? What's troubling you, Captain? You aren't about to run off again, are you?
Even I wouldn't dare run from the Knights of Saros.
The Knights of Saros. They do seem rather skilled. Ah, it seems your presence is required. Get going.
I appreciate your help back there. Your skill is beyond question. You're clearly an experienced mercenary. And your father, that would be Gerald, the Bladebreaker? Former captain of the Knights of Saros, oft praised as the strongest knight to ever live. Have I missed anything?
I didn't know he was a captain.
How curious. I'd wager the explanation for that is fascinating indeed.
Hey, you are coming with us to the monastery, right? Of course you are. I'd love to bend your ear as we travel. Oh, I should mention that the three of us are students of the Officers' Academy at Garrigmach Monastery. We were doing some training exercises when those bandits attacked. I definitely got the worst of it.
That would be because you ran off.
Too true. I was the first to make a strategic retreat. Everything would have worked out if these two hadn't followed me and ruined everything. Because of them, every single one of those bandits chased after us. Utterly ridiculous.
Ah, so that's what you were thinking, Claude. And here I thought you were acting as a decoy for the sake of us all.
His intentions were as clear as day. You will prove a lacking ruler if you cannot see the truth behind a person's words.
You will prove a lacking ruler yourself if you look for deceit behind every word and fail to trust those whom you rely on.
Oh, joy. A royal debate between their highnesses. I wonder how being completely predictable affects one's ability to wield power.
Ooh.
Personally, as the embodiment of distrust, I'd say your little exchange smacks of naivete.
Me, naive. Tell me, are you actually incapable of keeping quiet, or is your lack of self-awareness a condition of some sort?
In any case, forgive our digression. I must speak with you if you can spare a moment. The way you held your ground against the bandits' leader was captivating. You never lost control of the situation. It showed me I still have much to learn.
Your skill is precisely why I must ask you to consider lending your services to the Empire. I might as well tell you now, I am no mere student. I am also the Adrestian Empire's...
Halt, Edelgard. Please allow me to finish my own proposition. The Holy Kingdom of Fargus is in dire need of exceptional individuals like yourself. Please, do consider returning to the kingdom with me.
Whoa there, you two sure are hasty. Trying to recruit someone you just met. Tactless, really. I was personally planning to develop a deep and lasting friendship on our journey back to the monastery before begging for favors. But it seems there's no time for niceties in this world. So, capable stranger, let's get right to it. Where does your allegiance lie?
It seems one's place of birth is quite significant to them. Yet they are so impressed by you that you may take your pick. Well?
Okay, so right off the bat, guys, it's basically telling us who do you pick, basically. So, in here, the Adrestian Empire is the girl in the red. The Holy Kingdom of Fargus is the guy in the blue. And the Leicester Alliance, maybe? I'm not exactly certain how to pronounce that. Leicester, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's Leicester, though. But, yeah, I'm just going to say Leicester Alliance. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is the dude in the yellow. So, I'm going to go ahead and pick the dude in the yellow because he's hilarious.
Is that right? Well, that's a win for the Alliance, so I suppose I'm obligated to be happy.
All right, that's enough with the small talk. It's time to head back to the monastery.
Freaking Eloise.
Looks like we'll have to pick this up another time.
My, they are in such a hurry. You know, each of the three is most unique.
Here we go. So Edelgard, Dimitri, and Claude. So go ahead, guys, and in the comment section, leave who you think is your favorite character. Personally, it's definitely for me. It's either Edelgard or Claude. I'm not sure, but yeah, they're both. I love the characters, but all three of them are amazing. Here, I'm gonna go ahead and pick probably. Actually, I think this is. Let's go ahead and just pick Edelgard. She is a refined young woman, but I feel as though she is always evaluating me. Dimitri. He seems quite sincere, but I sense darkness lurking beneath. And finally, Claude. His easy smile is striking, but that smile doesn't reach his eyes.
Yes, I thought the same.
I am so sleepy once again.
I may be sleeping, but
There we go. Quick tip real quick, guys. Press the B button to jump at the loading screen. It's like weirdly addicting.
Part 1. White clouds. Great tree moon. 3 houses. The icy winds of the Agma Mountains have begun to scatter, and the verdant fields once again spring to life across Fodlan, heralding the start of a new year. As they celebrate the dawning year, the people pray that they may realize their full potential, just as a tiny sprout hopes to one day grow into a great tree. The continent of Fodlan, said to be protected by a revered goddess, has existed since time immemorial. 3 ruling powers now control the land. In the south lies a region long held by a more than 1,000-year-old dynasty, the Adrestian Empire. Beyond its borders, to the frigid north, is the home of the Holy Kingdom of Fargus, ruled by the royal family and its knights. To the east, a league of nobles that heeds no king nor emperor rules what is called the Leicester Alliance. Once consumed by a tempest of war and turmoil, Fodlan and these 3 mighty powers now exist in relative harmony.
This will be your first time at the monastery. I'd be happy to show you around.
It really is Fodlan in a nutshell. The good and the bad.
Like it or not, we'll be there soon enough. There it is. Garrick Mock Monastery.
Rhea's here.
I wonder, did the flow of time bring you here?
It's been years since I've last set eyes on this place. To be forced to see her now,
Her?
You saw her in the courtyard earlier, didn't you? The Archbishop, Lady Rhea.
Lady Rhea?
As you know, the majority of folks in Fodlan are devout followers of the teachings of Seros. The leader of that ridiculously large religious organization is the Archbishop, Lady Rhea.
Thank you for your patience, Gerald. My name is Seteth. I am an advisor to the Archbishop.
Right. Hello.
It has been a long time, Gerald. I wonder, was it the will of the goddess that we have another chance meeting like this?
Forgive my silence all these years. Much has happened since we last spoke.
So I see. The miracle of fatherhood has blessed you. That is your child, is it not?
Yes. Born many years after I left this place. I wish I could introduce you to the mother of my child, but I'm afraid we lost her to illness.
I see. My condolences. As for you, I heard of your valiant efforts from Alois. What is your name?
My name is ...
A fine name indeed. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you for saving those students of the Officers' Academy. Gerald, you already know what it is I wish to say, do you not?
You want me to rejoin the Knights of Seros, don't you? I won't say no, but...
Your apprehension stings. I had expected that Alois would have already asked this of you. I must step away for now, but I expect they will desire a word with you soon. Please listen carefully to what they have to say. Until tomorrow, farewell.
I can't believe it. Forced back into the Knights of Seros. I'm sorry I dragged you into this. Looks like I'll be stuck here for a while. And I'm afraid your services are requested as well.
I must work here? As a mercenary?
Nothing like that. They want you to teach, by the sound of it. You heard those brats earlier talking about the Officers' Academy, right? Well, the Academy just happens to be short a professor. And apparently that damned Alois went and recommended you to Lady Rhea.
Damn it, Eloise.
So, you must be the new professor. My, how stern and handsome you are.
No. I'm not the one you're looking for. You can handle things from here. Good luck. And watch out for Lady Rhea. I don't know what she's thinking making you a professor like this. She may be up to something. Stay on your guard.
Oh, it's you then? So young.
Competence and age are not necessarily correlated, as you well know. I am Hanneman, a Crest Scholar and Professor at the Officers' Academy. I wonder if you bear a crest of your own. When next you have a moment to spare, I insist that you pay me a visit so we can delve into the subject further.
I'm Manuela. I'm a professor, a physician, a songstress, and available. It's nice to meet you.
You're a songstress?
Of course. Before I came here, I belonged to a renowned opera company. Perhaps you've heard of me? The Middlefranc Opera Company's beautiful, peerless.
Spare our colleague the needless chatter, Manuela. Now then, it seems you'll be taking charge of one of the Academy's 3 houses. I expect you haven't yet been briefed on
3
the nature of
houses.
each,
Get it?
have you?
Do you really not know? Fine. I'll do you a favor and explain. The Officers' Academy is comprised of 3 houses of students, each of which is closely affiliated with its region of origin. The Black Eagle House is for students from the Adrestian Empire. Their house leader this year is Edelgard, the Imperial Princess, who is in line to be the next Emperor.
The Blue Lion House is for students from the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. Their house leader this year is Prince Dimitri. He is to be the next king of Fargus.
Lastly, there is the Golden Deer House, which is for students of the Leicester Alliance. Their house leader is Claude, grandson to Duke Regan, the leader of the Alliance.
To think that the next Emperor, King, and Sovereign Duke are all here. It certainly is a promising year for the Academy.
I'll say. I just hope none of those little treasures cause any trouble.
Quite. For now, I suggest taking a stroll around the Academy to get your bearings. And when you've a moment, please stop by my research laboratory.
The old man has a point. Oh, and keep in mind that I've only notified the house leaders that you're our new professor. It's more fun that way. I suggest you try spending time with the students. Some odd ducks in that bunch, but they're good kids. I'm sure Lady Rhea will have more information for you tomorrow, but that should get you going. Good luck. You'll need it.
Have you no intention of changing your mind, Rhea? Appointing a stranger, a child no less, as a professor at our esteemed academy is...
I have made my decision, Sedith. I know worrying comes naturally to you, but there is truly no need. That stranger is Gerald's flesh and blood, after all.
I can't say that's all too comforting. How trustworthy is this Gerald character? Is he not the man who went missing after the Great Fire 21 years ago? I would remind you that Flayn is now here with us as well. I beg of you, please consider whether this is an unnecessary risk.
Sedith, they have my trust. Let that be enough for you as well. More importantly, I have received a report from Shamir. I am increasingly concerned about a matter regarding our suspicious individual. We cannot ignore those who harbor ill will toward the church, especially if they are frequenting Garrick Mach.
Yes, that matter is of great importance as well. I shall continue my investigation. Rhea, for now I will have faith that you are placing your trust with the utmost care. I pray that nothing occurs to shake that confidence.
Screw you too, Sedith. You basically just said we're freaking unqualified. Got little Byleth here on the loading screen.
Of course.
Here we go. So finally the exploring options are available to us. So basically this is kind of like a free roam. You can see we can move around basically as any other game is. Go ahead and hold the B button to sprint around. So yeah, cool. We got a open world here. You can see we got a few people to talk to over here, but let's talk to Rhea first.
I assume you are already aware that you will be teaching here at the Officers Academy, correct? To start, please speak with the 3 house leaders. You should also take a look around the academy and acquaint yourself with your new home. That is your first task here at the monastery. Please let me know if you accept it. Once you have finished, Come and speak with me.
Here we go. So view quest.
May I ask a favor of you?
So basically the same thing as she just said. Let's go ahead and accept that. Here we go. So quests are tasks given to you by the people around the monastery. Those who can give or are involved with quests will have icons by them. Consult the quests menu to see the quests you have accepted. The icons beside each quest indicate their status. Icons for essential quests are red. There we go. So you can see the left there. We got our first quest. And here we go. Got the monastery ahead of us. Next time on Fire Emblem Three Houses, we'll be exploring the monastery. See you guys then.